You've seen this F-150 before on the show. Yeah, pretty plain Jane, but oh, just wait. Check it out. Got your attention now. We'll show you how we did this and a whole lot more coming up on Motorhead Garage.
Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest and exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Motorhead Garage is presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is on the air, and we are lighting it up. Speaking of lighting, did you know that lighting is one of the most popular sectors of the aftermarket industry? And Brian, you guys at Firewire are specialists in this. Now, you're a family-run business. How long have you been at this?
Since 2013. So we do everything 12-volt LED. So we do all of your replacement bulbs for all your vehicles. We do LED headlights, turn signals, reverse lights, interior bulbs. We also do add-on kits such as the 360 kit. We have the truck bed lighting, and then we have a full line of off-road stuff. So some of the newer popular lights are the rock lights, the wheel ring lights, and the big trucks and all that kind of stuff. So just provide lights for everybody.
And when you mean everybody, you're talking, you know, the folks that are just hitting the trails for the weekends when it comes to off-roading, and then the pros are using your stuff as well.
Oh, sure, absolutely. It's all military grade. It's rated for construction, farm equipment, your police, fire, safety, all that. You know, those guys are out risking their life for us, so we figure we should offer them a good product.
And I know that a lot of fleets are using safety lights like this. What's this kit that we have on the F-150?
So this is our basic 360 kit. It just gives you a front, a rear, and both side lighting. There's easy ways to do it, there's hard ways to do it. We try to simplify this and make it as universal as we can possibly do it. As you can see, we put this on in a couple hours just messing around, not really struggling too hard. It's designed for anybody to put it on. Best part is there's no drilling required. It's all 3M tape, clean everything. It comes with adhesive promoter. Stick everything on, plug everything in, connect it to your battery, and you're good to go. So the basic kit actually just comes with the 4 lights themselves. We can do some add-on stuff. On this truck particularly, the rocker panels, the way the door comes down, there's no pinch weld or anything, so there's really nothing to put the lights on. So we do make a bracket for that. It's very similar to this one right here, it's a little bit longer, and then we can just attach it to the truck. We use 3M tape on this side. Sometimes you can use self-tappers or however you want to do it.
How durable is that 3M tape? How long is that going to last?
So it's actually the same exact 3M tape that the manufacturers use for the side cladding, for the emblems and all that stuff, so it never comes off as long as you prep it properly. So everything is plug and play. We come with extensions. They're all waterproof connectors, so everything plugs right in. So the kit comes with 2 longer lights for the sides, a medium light for the rear, so you can either use it as a back window kit or an under tailgate kit. And one of the add-ons is to purchase another 49-inch light, which you can do both. So you can have a back window and an under tailgate. Those are 2 most popular items. We always recommend more is better, especially like if you're in a motorist and you see somebody on the side of the road, if you have a high light and a low light, it gives you 2 points of reference. Kind of gets your attention a little better. And then we have a shorter light on the front. All the newer trucks, the grills are actually mounted to the core support. This one, the grill's still mounted to the hood. It's a little bit older, not a big deal. Just put the light down on the bumper instead of on the grill. The kit comes with a 4-in-1 splitter. You just connect all 4 wires into the one. It comes out, it goes screws right to the controller, and then you run 1 wire to your switch and 1 to your battery, and then ground it out. You always need access to the firewall. Sometimes you can go through a drain plug on the floor pan, or you can go through the boot next to the brake booster.
Now, a lot of folks are renting vehicles and using this and moving the lights from vehicle to vehicle once their lease is up, which I think is pretty cool.
Absolutely. They're 100% reusable. All of our safety lighting does have a 3-year warranty on it. Typically, people are swapping out vehicles about every 3 years, it seems like right now anyway. So you can pull it off. As long as everything's working great, we offer a reinstall kit. It just comes with new 3M tape and an adhesion promoter, and prep your lights, put them back on the new truck, and you're good to go.
Quickly, there's a few items here that you can add on to the 360 kit. Now, this is for the rear?
Yep. All the Super Duties and F-150s are now aluminum. And some of the other trucks are starting to go that way too. So we have the magnetic light, which is great for the 360 because it has 360 degrees light up there. Now, this light won't stick on the newer trucks, so we offer this bracket with a magnetic plate onto it. It just goes right between your third brake light and the cab. If you want more light on the front, this is actually our windshield light. If you can see the angle of the light, so it's actually designed to go across the top of the windshield. You want to prep that really well because it is the top of the windshield and it does have a lot of wind and sun and everything up there. And then these are our surface mount lights. It's a 2-color. It has the exact same flashing pattern as our lights here. Uses the same controller, same plug, everything. These are actually a lifetime warranty because they use our rock light. We just have a different circuit board in there.
Well, the folks at Firewire are making your life easier. They're making it a whole lot safer. you go to firewireleds.com. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, so keep it right here.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system. And by BrothersTrucks.com, your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck restoration.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. If you've seen our show before, you most certainly recognize the AP Laser, one of our favorite products we see here on the show. You can do all kinds of stuff, all kinds of materials, make it look great with AP Laser. And we're going to do just that with this brain bucket here, Nicole. You get to work on that. I'm going to talk to your other half over here. Notice I didn't say better half here. This is Brandon. And Brandon, you guys own Cutting Edge Laser Engraving up in Michigan.
Yes.
There are a lot of other laser companies out there. Why did you choose AP Laser?
Nicole, my better half, she's been looking at them for years, and one with the open architectural design on the bottom where you can literally put anything underneath it. That was the go-to, plus their customer service was amazing, and it's a laser family. The AP Laser, it's their own little family. It's amazing. It really, really is.
Your story is unique. You had special motivation to
Yes.
get going with AP Laser. What was the situation?
Back in 2015, I had an accident, and 2018, I had my leg amputated. Had several surgeries. I'm up to number 19, and you know, you go through, it's tough. You go through depression and stuck in a wheelchair, didn't have nothing, just going crazy. And then when we got our first machine, it changed everything. It gave me purpose, made me happy, and I'd sit down in my wheelchair and I learned how to run them, and they're such awesome machines. They really are.
You also needed not only to find a purpose, but you also needed to be able to make a living because you struggled with that.
Oh, yeah.
How has AP Laser enabled you to do that?
Hands down, it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to us. It really has. Nicole's always wanted to create something for our family, and because she was the rock during all of it, she created this, and now we can support our family a lot better than we did before when I was stuck in a wheelchair.
And this has become a full-time job for you.
Yes.
You have 3 lasers
Yes.
already. And how busy do you keep those lasers?
Usually they're all 3 are running at the same time.
And you told me you were working on Christmas Day,
Oh, yeah.
making some stuff
yeah.
as well. And the beauty of AP Lasers, you take an ordinary object and you make it extraordinary. So we have water bottles and mugs and things, we've seen that. And this is really to illustrate the different materials
Yes.
you can work on. So what's the range of materials you've used the AP Laser on?
Almost everything, from leather, wood, steel, powder coated. We did a rolling pin that has handwritten recipe on it.
That is super cool.
I mean, literally, if you can think it, we can do it.
And you can use the same machine to do all of this. You just change the settings. What if you're unsure of what to do with the settings when you're going from one material to another?
And that also goes to the customer service from AP Laser. If you have any kind of question, you call them, and they're there to help you, and they'll walk you through anything.
There's peer-to-peer support as well. Other folks that own AP Lasers are helping each other out.
Yes.
How does that work?
And with Facebook, they have a user group, and you have any questions, you reach out, and everybody helps everybody. It's amazing. And it goes back to the AP Laser family. It really is a family, and they're always there to help you.
We talked about the range of materials you have here, and let's look at some of the automotive specific stuff. You're up near Detroit,
Yep.
so I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you get a lot of car folks. So you have that great looking hood scoop there with the Motorhead Garage logo. I love that. And then you also have the crankcase cover here for a motorcycle. You can laser that as well. And I love this tool caddy that you made here. Now this is wood on top.
Yep.
And you actually cut that with the AP Laser?
Yep, we designed it, and like you said earlier, you go back to the settings, the speed and power and all that good stuff, and you can adjust it so it'll cut 1/2-inch wood, and it can engrave on it as well. So you can set it to do 2 things at the same time. It'll go through and it'll engrave it, and then it'll follow behind it and cut everything out for you.
It's just amazing to me how you can go from stone to plastic to metal and wood all with the same device, and you can even do a helmet. Let's check on that and see how that's going. All right, Nicole, how'd we do?
Turned out great.
It looks fantastic. What's it like when you take something like this and you give it to the customer? You've personalized a regular object.
I mean, that's the whole fulfilling part of our business is having something so simple and ordinary and make it extraordinary just for the customer. To see the smile on their face, it's everything.
You can bring smiles to people's faces by doing something like this on your own AP Laser. To get one or to check it out, go to aplaser.com. We'll return right after this with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, so keep it right here. Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. You know, you can check us out on social media, and we get a lot of notes there from fans who love this product. It's from Mobile Environmental Solutions. If you're looking for a clean room or a paint booth, just need extra space in your shop, they're the perfect place to go. A couple years ago, I had the chance to go down to their facility in Texas where they're made. Tell us what you do here at Mobile Environmental Solutions.
Mobile Environmental Solutions was designed to help people increase productivity and efficiency, whether it be the do-it-yourself painter, the person that's doing minor body repairs, whether it be the U.S. military that needs to do work outside in the Middle East. The uses are unlimited. It goes as far as car washes, details, ceramic coatings that needs that clean environment, window tint. I mean, the uses are truly unlimited. We build them as small as a 12 by 12. Those are the hobbyists, the guys doing airbrush, guys doing, home remodels, doing cabinetry work that you don't want to turn around and do a makeshift paint booth in somebody's house. You set this up outside the driveway and do everything right there. That way you don't have to worry about damaging anything, in transport. To build them big enough to put an Apache helicopter in, to do a semi, you name it.
And this is not just for somebody who's a hobbyist, but these are also used professionally, right?
Absolutely. I mean, predominantly a lot of our customers are using them on a daily basis, using them outdoors, using them indoors. They're made off of commercial grade quality.
What does that really mean for durability?
The vinyl's been treated to a product that has a fire resistance to it. It means that the panels are all replaceable. It means that it can take the beating of an inflatable that's going to be used every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and it's got longevity, not something that's a one-time use or use a couple times and you throw away.
But when I'm setting this up, that takes a long time, right? And then I've got to worry about setup time and tear down.
You'd be surprised. You turn around, you unroll it just like you would a mattress, turn around and plug it in, it's usually up in less than 2 or 3 minutes.
What are some of the things about your paint booths that set you apart from the other ones that are out there?
The biggest thing is our patent design that's a true cross-flow positive pressure, where it allows the air to continue, not just at the back of the booth, but it's bringing in filtered air through 2/3 of the booth to the end. And that's what really sets it apart from any other inflatable paint booth on the market.
Safety was really the name of the game for you,
Absolutely, and that's what it was set up, is to create a safe environment that wouldn't necessarily be available to everybody. Not everybody has the space to set up a permanent paint booth that they're not going to use every day. We know how real estate's expensive. You can imagine tying up 400 or 500 square feet in your shop. If you're not painting every day that shop's open, you're not making money off that real estate.
Now, who are some of the customers that you see using your paint booths?
A lot of guys doing used car reconditioning. Body shops will use it for overflow. They don't want to turn around and spray a bumper or fender. They need that big permanent paint booth to be handling their bigger, higher revenue jobs. And they'll use these for their parts and their overflow and stuff like that.
You've got one of your specialty units here. Tell me about this one.
This is designed solely for spraying bed liners. And the nice thing about this is you can set up and take it down in just a few minutes. You turn around if you're a body shop and you want to add spray and bed liners to your portfolio, or we take them to dealerships. That way the dealership doesn't have the liability of the truck leaving the lot. You can spray high pressure, low pressure cartridges, and it only takes up a matter of a few square feet.
Now, you don't have any issues with overspray because this thing's kind of tucked away in there, right?
Correct. It turns around and it encapsulates the entire bed of the truck, and it actually has curtains inside there that are designed to not allow overspray to continue to stick to it, makes it for easier cleanup and so on.
Now, TJ actually uses this day in, day out. How has this from a Mobile Environmental Solutions changed what you do?
Well, it's taking the shuttling of trucks back and forth out of the equation. We do everything on site, take the liability off the table of moving vehicles off the lot. Customers love it.
How many vehicles can you do a day or a week using this?
Typically, we do about 15 trucks a day. In a given month, we'd average about 150 trucks out of this unit, Monday through Friday. The booth we've used particularly has been in use for 4 years. It's still going strong, and we're still producing strong numbers out of it.
So explain the process of putting in a bed liner and how much heat that generates.
The product we use is high temperature, high pressure, and by its own nature is pretty aggressive in texture, and the booth holds up well to it. The pre-cut curtains, kind of a consumable product, if you will, on the inside. We go through the front curtain probably bi-monthly, and the other curtains maybe every other month. Just the fact that they're already pre-cut makes maintenance not an issue. I mean, we could do it in the field in a matter of minutes as far as upkeep, but the slick surface allows for easy cleanup at the end of the day, so we package it back up just about the way it started.
How easy is it to get your consumables like that from Mobile Environmental Solutions?
I mean, it's instant. You need something, you get it within a day or two, and you know ahead of time what you're going to be using as your consumables.
Tom, how satisfying is it for you to see customers like this that really rely on the things you do?
I love when they call and say, hey, my booth paid for itself in a couple of weeks. My booth paid for itself in a month. That's what it's all about.
I tell you what, folks that have one of those paint booths tell me it has changed their lives and changed their business completely. You can get one at mobileenvironmentalsolutions.com and see what they have to offer. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, so don't touch that dial. Do people still have dials?
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by Shark Industries, a weld above the rest. Resin Works, made in America, installed locally. Dorman Products, driving new solutions. And by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever.
Well, it's time for the tech tip. You know, Dorman, they redesign parts to last longer, and I have a perfect example for you. Now, there's some vehicles that have vacuum actuated parts. You know, parts like an EGR, cruise control, and we'll talk about the Dorman four-wheel drive actuator here in a minute. But I want to talk about vacuum actuated parts and a tech tip with vacuum leaks. That could be a big problem. You may have an EGR that's vacuum actuated. I can actually show it to you here in action. If I put this on here and I apply vacuum to it, watch this pintle right here. What's supposed to happen is exactly that. The pintle actually opens, and when the pintle opens, your exhaust gas recirculation, that's EGR, goes back into the motor, and it should run rough and idle. It shouldn't be a good thing. So what happens is you have an actual cruise control actuator as well. Now, this cruise control actuator is from the factory. It's been used, and it doesn't work. What do you mean? Well, if I put the vacuum hose to it right here, and I apply vacuum, you can see nothing's happening. I'm taking the vacuum out. It should pull it in and in turn apply the throttle so you have cruise control. Now that could be a vacuum leak. That's a problem. Vacuum leaks are lean conditions. Lean conditions burn engines, do catastrophic damage. Lean conditions are a bad thing, so you want to make sure you don't have any vacuum leaks. Now when it comes to the four-wheel drive, Dorman's got you covered. Here's a four-wheel drive actuator. Now this is really cool because this eliminates a lot of common failures that are due to exposed to the ozone and everything. It starts to get worn out after a while. This one's actually reinforced with 3 times greater with a mesh layer inside of here, so it's going to last long, and it seamlessly fits into the place where it's supposed to go. And I'll show you how it works. If I actually take this adapter here, I'm going to step it down. This is just my hose. It doesn't come with it. You don't need it. Your hose would plug right into it directly, and then watch this. Now when I apply the vacuum to this one, you see it pull in. Now that's great, but the key is I could stop the vacuum and it could sit here for 6 months, a year, and it's going to pull and it's going to hold engaged. You're not going to have a problem with the Dorman OE solutions. Now they even took it one step further. We're always about making the whole problem a solution for the whole problem. Well, how many of you have taken out one of these little screws down there, dropped it, and that's the end of that, lost forever? Well, the actuator comes with the mounting screws, direct fit replacement, no issues when it comes with Dormans. They design them to last longer and prevent future failures. I'm John Gardner. See ya.
You know, the name Roadrunner has been synonymous with performance for decades, as seen in this 1972 Plymouth. Well, guess what? Roadrunner is still where you want to go for high performance products. Roadrunner Performance. I know you guys are known for your hoses and connectors, so I want to talk about the hoses that you make. How do they stand out from the competition that's out there?
One of the biggest things that we do, Dave, is we send everything out for testing along with internal testing. This is kind of evident right here. We took a put together hose, 9,800 PSI burst. We came out with a crimp style, which is 10,000 burst on the hose, your max rating. That's all it should ever take. The connectors are still intact.
We just had a couple racers in here looking at these, and they were blown away by these quick connectors.
Well, one of the cool things about the quick connects is we made them very universal. So your bodies will always flow an 8, even though you put a 6 on the end or an 8 on the end, it doesn't matter. So it made them very universal. Another thing that we were able to do when we did this was that we made them female or male. So you're not buying 20 fittings to create the same job.
To create 10 connections.
Correct.
Now you have a smaller one here, which is for brake lines, is that correct?
Yeah, so we made one for brake lines. We have drifters, we have off-road guys that just have these built on a different system. So if they take out a caliper, they take out a spindle, they can just slam a new one on, plug it in and go. There's no bleeding necessary.
And you have some filters here we should talk about.
Yeah, we keep a variety of filters. These are for more your carbureted ones and things like that, which have different colors. And then we also have fuel injection, which we carry in 2 different colors. One's a high pressure and one's a lower pressure. One of the neat things that we did is we made a connection here. Instead of having the old school plastic type, this actually threads in and it's bored down for 2 O-ring and style inside it.
Which is huge. If you have the 2 O-rings with 1 O-ring, this is going to be bouncing all around and everything. With 2 O-rings makes it more stable there.
Correct, and you're able to lock it down with a wrench instead of depending on plastic fitting.
Very cool. And I know you have some other fittings here as well.
We do a cutting edge fitting right here. We actually turn it one more time just to be different because black is really big right now, but you want something that'll show off the stainless line. We also have a titanium fitting, which is starting to become really popular. People like having the dual colors.
And I really like these vise jaws here. Magnetic to stick to your vise, and it's not going to score your fittings as well.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason why we made 2 different styles. We have aluminum and a Bakelite, basically, customer's choice.
Finally, this wrench. I love this.
When you put a fitting in, you can tighten it, you can loosen it, and you'll never damage your fittings. On your off-road trucks, they put these on the trucks and carry them with them because these will never fail you. We've not received one back in 5 years.
Well, we've got hoses, connectors, and tools to make everything easier. Check them out at roadrunnerperformance.com. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. We hope you enjoyed the ride. We're going to do it again next week, so be sure to join us then. In the meantime, if you have a product you want to see on the show, email Jeff at masterstv.com. And while you're online, hop over to our Facebook page and tell us how we're doing. From our entire crew here at our Masters Entertainment Group studios, we will see you next time. So long.